What can you tell me about their relationship?
Well, I was coming home late from work from bartending. Usually I'm really tired, but it's just really the noises next door, man. The neighbors, they just be constantly arguing, so it's really difficult for me to sleep. And I need to sleep because I have to, work my 9 a.m., the next day.
You know that your brother was murdered. I plan to find out who did it. We're talking to everybody that we can.
This came over here, give him a good side.
Do you know what your good side is?
And I found like the guy just on the floor, lifeless, and the female was just over him, like crying, like sobbing.
Sometimes, she gets a little crazy a little bit, but he's like, I'll just let her be. She's just having a moment. And so we kind of keep, our distances because we would like each other. And so whenever we have functions, she's normally off by herself or staying to herself, not really mingling with anybody.
Well, when the police come knocking, usually you have to show up.
Do you have a relationship with Mrs. Moore?
Sophia, she's a great girl. Um, Met her recently. Met her at a bar. She seemed kind of depressed or down about something. We talked, had a couple of drinks. We hit it off, and we hang out from time to time now.
Look, that's that street nonsense. I need to know. Did you have a sexual relationship with Sophia Moore?
She was kind of crazy. There was like a few times we'd get into a fight and she just started throwing stuff at me. But I mean, besides that, it was pretty cool.
He's controlling, he's manipulative, and he's a narcissist.
He had his tech company and all, but I really don't know anything about his job because he keeps it private. All I know is he may have a tech company, but don't know too much if it's true or not. He's kind of like a Tommy. He got money, but you don't really know where it's coming from.
He's not that great of a guy to begin with. So, good riddance.
It was just unusual. It took a turn for the worse. You heard like the usual like argument back and forth, between the two, the male and the female, but there was like a loud noise afterwards.
So apparently you responded to a domestic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. What happened?
So I had got a call saying that he wanted to kill her or something like that. From when we first seen her, we kind of observed that she had bruises on her wrist.
Okay.
So from then we were like, okay, like something really happened. So we got my partner's talking to her. So I go in and I go talk to him. He's in the living room. I kind of tell something's up with him. Like he's really like, kind of like pacing around.
Was he violent?
Not to my knowledge. If he was, it'll be a shock to me. He's normally only like the protector of the family. Normally hasn't really just been too violent or aggressive to any of us.
Met her at that bar. She was pretty depressed. The more we talked, the more I realized that her depression, I guess, was coming from her husband.
I heard yelling and fighting through the front door in my car, and next thing I know, she's running outside with bags in her hands. And she ended up staying a few nights over at my house. And she ended up telling me that he gets upset pretty easily when she wears slutty things or she looks at a guy in public for too long.
Was she violent?
2 years met in college.
Okay.
Practically still kids. It was like sophomore year.
And why'd y'all break up?
We kind of just mutually agreed it was a little toxic. Wasn't really the best thing for either of us, so we just decided that we'd be better off going our separate ways.
I need to know. Did you have a sexual relationship with Sophia Moore?
I didn't think it'd be that important.
As far as I'm concerned, you and Mrs. Moore are the only ones that I can see right now that had a motive.
I just met the woman a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's relatively new. She's a cool girl. I think she's really nice. She's really pretty if you've ever met her.
All right, so who are you?
A business associate, this dude called Quay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know Quay. Why are you here?
Me and him go way back. You say why hell? I saw there was a couple of donuts in the front. I was like, what I get out of that? Everybody talking, it's like, I got something to say too.
Okay, what do you have? This is a murder investigation. Do you know the people involved?
I wouldn't say a lot, but
You know Quay.
Quay, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Sophia?
Sophia, that don't really ring a bell.
You know Sterling?
Sterling, Warren Sterling.
No. No.
Nah,
No. Okay, so let me get this straight. You came in, get some donuts,
nah.
and you thought you might have something to add, but you don't know any of the people. You just know Quay. And you,
That's pretty.
what, you sell TVs?
Yeah, we, business associates. If you need a TV, we got you. We got
Appreciate that.
we got the new
You know what?
LG
That's good. We'll have
Sure.
somebody contact you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hey, just hit me up though.
Yeah. So when you say fight, did you ever see them get physical?
I've never seen it with my own eyes, no.
So you just know basically what she told you.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. She has bruises on her wrist.
I think she hired somebody because, some women get into their breaking point because my brother was a hoe, and so he slept around a lot, and I've only heard of her cheating one time, but some women reach their breaking point, and so you never know. Heard he had a life insurance policy. She could have been like, oh, that's a way for me to make some money.
The guy just on the floor, lifeless, and the female was just over him, like crying, like sobbing.
She wouldn't even hurt a fly.
At least he won't put his hands on her again.
I did not do this. You can ask anyone that knows me. Yeah, okay. I get emotional sometimes, get angry, but that's only when I'm pushed to that extent, that far.
You ever been called crazy?
More times than you could count. But hey, you know how men are. Women are independent, they speak their mind, and all of a sudden they're crazy.
You happy that your husband is dead?
No. Now I have to do everything myself. Find a job.
Oh,
Deal
you got
with
the
his-
life insurance policy, remember?
Like I said, I had no idea that was even in place. Am I sad? Yes. But how am I supposed to show that right now when you guys think that I did this? And like you said, I don't have a good motive. I am going to need to call a lawyer. I have things to worry about before I can grieve.
You admitted yourself that you've been called crazy. You said you were competitive. You were having an extramarital affair. So what would you be looking at? You haven't been charged or arrested. But right now, I would say you're probably our biggest lead. Now, if you can point me in a different direction and you have some solid evidence, then that's where I'll go. I'm going to look everywhere. But I'm just telling you right now, this conversation between us is very important. You were the last person, apparently, to see him alive. The last person that he probably talked to on the telephone. And the person that he had been beating on for years.
Sophia. Wake up, man. It's time to go.
I just had the craziest dream.
You need to dream about graduation, bro. We got enough work to do as is. Let's go.